Welcome back to the We Get to Do This podcast. Kaylee and Jacob here with Zach Martin, personal trainer extraordinaire who's been in the industry for 19 years, personal training, which is insane and so impressive. I feel like this entire episode was a We Get to Do This moment. I literally came away so inspired and just grateful for our athletic bodies and what the body and mind can do.
Yeah, I'm a little biased, obviously, because I love personal training. I love strength coaching. I love that topic. So having him on, I feel like I was waiting for this moment for so long to have someone like him on to talk about this and kind of nerd out with. And hearing his passion in the gym every day and then seeing that then go over to like the podcast was electric. So Zach, thanks so much for coming on. Y'all, you need to listen to this episode. It's super motivating. We talk about so many different things from personal training, what like being in that industry is like, but then also strength training for longevity. We talk about how you should be moving, how to stay motivated, endurance athletes, what they should be doing, professional growth. We went into so many different aspects of health and wellness and professionalism. So please check this out. Please consider giving us a follow. Share with a friend if you like it. And as always, thanks for being here, y'all.
Thank you. Enjoy.
Welcome back, everyone. We are in the Elk Endurance studio for the second time. Someday, maybe we'll have our own podcast studio that we can invite guests to and do like real cool things. Well, this is kind of like
we get a nice brick backdrop. That's what I kind of do like
this
doing
is
it
beautiful.
here.
This is
Yeah.
beautiful.
Brick.
I like it.
We have a plant, a monstera.
There you go.
Should probably take the brown edge away.
Keep it rotating.
we did have Skelly that's off camera.
Yeah,
that
sorry.
Kaylee moved. So Zachary Martin is here today. Zach, thanks for being here.
Thank you.
Who is
Thank you.
my trainer and someone I've been working with now we're coming up on a year. Right?
I was gonna say, yeah, it's coming up on
Wow.
that. I can't. We'll have
That's
to go back and check
insane.
the records. Yeah,
That's insane.
That's awesome.
That's so special. Dude, my athleticism, my professionalism as a trainer, even like from a mentorship standpoint for like what I want my life to look like from like family, fatherhood, partnership has changed drastically
oh man,
since I met you. So thank you for that. Thank you for being here. I'm
Yeah.
stoked to have you
Yeah.
on here. I think that, like we were saying before this, there's been so many times when we've been talking and in a training session, I've been like, man, I wish I would have recorded that. So we'll see what happens. We'll see where we get to. But I'm gonna start off by asking, who are you? What do you do? And why do you do it? And let you kind of introduce yourself a little bit.
Hey, sweet. Thanks for having me, man. Those were kind words. I appreciate that. My name's Zach Martin. I'm 41 years old. I'm a personal trainer here in Minneapolis. I've lived here my whole life. I'm a married man, married to a beautiful Hmong woman named New. We have a 3-year-old son named Wesley. Those two are my world. Yeah, they mean the world to me. Yeah, lived here my whole life. Movement has been a part of my life since as long as I can remember. Grew up as a single kid, single mom that was very health conscious. So I'm very blessed and thankful for even the guidance she's given me growing up. Yeah. So we basically, she's always worked out her whole life. She always kind of was health conscious, moved. She showed me, that it's important to move my body, all those things. So yeah, she had a huge influence on my life, obviously being a single kid, only child. So yeah, that's a little bit of my background. I went to college here in the University of Minnesota, got my 4-year degree in kinesiology. Kind of took an interesting path to that. My freshman year, I went out of state to the University of Missouri. Classic story, didn't know what I wanted to do, wanted to get away a little bit, find my passion. And and once I started taking classes to kind of find some peace in between studying, which was kind of always hard for me, sitting still. I would love to go to the weight room. I love to play basketball. And I remember doing those. I would wake up early, do that, and that would kind of settle me for the day. And that was huge, especially being out of state, not knowing too many people. So it was I found it to be kind of my comfort area, just being there. I didn't know at the time I was going to, follow that passion. But yeah, that was huge. And then after my freshman year, I came back, wanted to continue with school. I took an intro to kinesiology course at community college Normandale here. I loved it, found it very interesting. I learned a lot, and yeah, I was like, wow, I can actually do this. I got on a physical therapy track in college once I transferred to the University of Minnesota here. Once I graduated, I was kind of schooled out a little bit. I didn't want to continue with the physical therapy. I just kind of wanted to work and get out of school a little bit, just being honest. So yeah, got a job personal training just to pay some bills. And then, yeah, one thing led to another. And 19 years later, here I am. But sports, activity, all that stuff has always been a part of my life. I grew up loving sports. Not having a fatherly figure in my life. I looked to a lot of athletes. Like I grew up a Michael Jordan kid. I looked to those guys as they were kind of my heroes, and I wanted to be like them. I wanted to be great at something like them. I was always, kind of built that way. That kind of shaped me. One thing led to another, and I just wanted to be really great at something. And that's why I'm so passionate about training. I try to be the best I can at it and share my love for movement with whoever I'm working with. That's part of why I do it. It's because I love movement. It's helped me out so much in my life. It's kept me calm. It's kind of my therapy. I just love it, and I want people to feel that. It's like, as you're on a long run, like you guys would know, and, maybe the first couple miles are tough, but then you kind of break through that wall and it just feels good to be out there. I want people to feel that. And that's part of the reason why I do what I do. It's because it feels so good if we're doing calisthenics to unlock a new skill when we finally get it. Feels great, so empowering to be able to move your body and love your body and just explore movement like that. So so I run my business is ZM Fitness, very creative name. I came up with that one myself. So I've been doing that 19 years. I share I rent space and share gym space at 3 spaces here in kind of the West Metro. Shout out Gym Minneapolis, Sweatband Collective, and Fit Space. Those are the 3 places I bounce around to. Train a wide variety of people, some young, some seniors, some in between, all different levels, mostly just your everyday people, your general population. And I really try to give people, not saying there's a wrong workout, but the most optimal maybe workout that they can get on that given day. And I try to use the gym to kind of balance out whatever they've been doing. If they've had a sedentary week, all right, we'll do more upbeat workout. We'll just get you moving. If we are a little worn out and life has got us beat down a little bit, maybe we'll go a little slower today and do some extra mobility. And I've learned over the years to just try to adapt and just use my knowledge and experience to help people enjoy movement and just find at least a little bit of love and happiness that it's given me over the years. So that's why I do what I do. Yeah. So, yeah.
It's probably the best
What an
intro
intro.
we've had.
Oh, really? Yeah, I didn't. Okay, yeah.
I'll give you an A+ for
All right,
that.
there you go. Just thought
If I didn't already lift and work out with Jacob and have a trainer, man, I'd be getting a trainer of you right
sweet.
now.
Hey, thank
So
you. Good.
Yeah, I think I
Sold
need to
myself well.
exercise. I need to exercise right now. The passion is so evident.
Jacob's like, I already work with you, but can I work with you more?
Yeah. Always, man. Always.
19 years. So I feel as though we don't meet a lot of trainers that train that long. Am I wrong? What do you think?
No, I would say it is a tough business. When people have asked me, hey, now like I want to get into training. And, I kind of say, all right, like,
Why?
I mean,
Why?
it's hard. In the sense, I guess, personal training, I guess, to be good at it, but to be maybe your best at it, or not best at anything, you really got to love it because, coming to the gym day after day and, the personal side of it, the personal training, it can be heavy sometimes. You get to know these people. I feel like some of my clients are like my family. Literally had clients for now. I have some for 15, 16 years. I'm not even kidding. I've literally had them that long, and you get to know them. And, if crap happens in their life, you feel it, and it's hard to compartmentalize that sometimes. So yeah, being a personal trainer, it's more than just what are we deadlifting today. It can be pretty deep. Sometimes you can go from one session where somebody's super energetic, just had the best day of your life, and then somebody came in and their dog died yesterday, and they're coming in literally like you can almost see they're ready to cry the moment they see you. So, following the ebbs and flows of that, by the end of the day, you're like, whew, like, but at the same time, you see that it helps you be appreciative of what you got. And yeah, because unfortunately you see the crap that sometimes happen in people's life. And yeah, it's made me thankful. But yeah, it is a career that, I didn't think I would be doing this for 19 years. But yeah, we've seen some trainers come and go, and that, it can wear on you a little bit. It's taking its toll on me a little bit. I probably got some battle scars on me from the years of doing it. Because it's not easy. Gyms open and close, and relationships, come and go, and so there's a lot of moving pieces. So yeah, it's hard to navigate, and yeah, there are some days though I'm like, man, I wouldn't mind an 8 to 5 job today, where I just had one simple task. But at the same time, then you see your next client comes in that has that job, and they're like, I'm about to go crazy today.
Did you ever experience an 8 to 5 job at any point? Did you ever have any
I
jobs like that?
I worked in college. I managed a noodles and company as an assistant manager in college, which I worked about 35 hours a week and was a full-time student. That wasn't, 8 to 5, but it was class, being out at the U from 8 to 3, then going and working at the restaurant from 4 to 10:30, kind of day after day. So yeah, that was a grind. When it was definitely hard to do that job when I was like, oh man, I got some tests tomorrow or something like that, or some papers to go home that I even have to stay up late to write. But no, I never did.
No, I was
Straight 9
curious
to 5.
because
No.
like I feel like too, one of the things that's tough with personal training is in acupuncture, and I imagine really anything. Oh, I don't know. Is a lot of these other career paths, you have kind of a linear,
Yeah.
like straight line,
Yeah.
and for training, it's like you start training, you learn as much as possible, and your whole goal is to fill your schedule. And once you if you're lucky enough to fill your schedule, which is very, very hard, if you're lucky enough to get to that point, it's kind of like one of these, and then it just kind of sits. It's a very different, right? And
Yeah.
you have these questions of where do I go from here, right? And do I bring on other trainers? Do I try to buy a gym? Do I, try to go online and do things, right? It's just a very different,
Yeah. You're right. And so getting through those tough times, I have to remind myself that I went through some of those hard times. Because I feel like somebody asked me the other day, not changing from when do you feel like you made it? And I was like, oh my God. It's like, have I? I'm like, but at the same time, I know, and I was like, probably sometime in my mid 30s. But yeah, I tell people, I mean, I probably didn't have $1,000 in my account till I was 30 years old consistently. Like it was a grind. So now that I'm doing a little bit better, and the days are tough, I remind myself how hard I've worked to get to this, and staying the same is okay. I've learned that too, kind of like progress in the gym. When somebody starts, the results can come quick. You get stronger pretty quick just with the coordination of movements. It's like, whoa, I went from the 10 to the 20-pound dumbbells. But, as the closer you get to your athletic potential, those things level off, and you have to. So it's like, maybe it might be harder to set a strength goal or something like that, or even marathon times. Maybe you make some jumps, but then you got to scratch and claw for, each 10 seconds to come off. And it's okay sometimes to stay the same. I remember recently I had a conversation with a client who had just turned 50, and he was trying to lose some weight and whatever. He's like, I'm not feeling great. I'm like, what do you think you weighed at age 40? And he was like, oh, I think even like probably 5 or 10 pounds heavier than I was now. And I'm like, that's great. Over that decade, it's like, if you scale back out, like, that's awesome. Like, I'm like, you're in better, and I'm not saying just all in weight, but I'm like, he is stronger now, better cardio now at 50 than you were at 40. We were just looking at that one factor of like weight, but I'm like, I mean, maybe for the average person, that's not necessarily the case. So just staying the same sometimes, or a lot of the time, I feel like is okay. I mean, just once you work up to a point. So it's hard to kind of remind yourself to, why am I doing this? Oh, I haven't seen a strength gain in a while. The scale's not budging. How am I going to get to the gym? It's kind of similar to just my career as a trainer. Sometimes I'm here where I'm here. Yeah, you're always looking for some potentials to grow and partnerships to, you could bring on. But yeah, it's just kind of, you just keep going. I always tell myself that it's kind of like the biggest advice kind of quote I've been giving people is really just start and never stop. You're probably not going to have it all right off the bat. So much information out there. Where do I go? Where do I start? What should I do? It's like, I'm asking myself those same things every day. Like, am I doing the right things for my body? My body's different now than it was 15 years ago. Should I be trying this calisthenics move right now? Like, where I'm balancing upside down on my head. I got a kid I have to pick up later. Like, don't tweak anything now. Should I be really pushing forward, or should I just do the same routine I've done for 10, 15 years? And well, I'm still pretty good at that. I'm doing the same thing I was 15 years ago. That's to me, that's kind of progress. Just, yeah, just keep it going. Start and never stop. It's one of my biggest quotes I've been giving people. It's just figure it out as you go. Yeah.
I also feel like progress comes in so many different forms because so you've built this full schedule, right?
Yep.
If you just stopped caring about everyone and stopped like wanting to better yourself,
Yeah.
probably not going to keep all those people.
Yeah.
You might keep some,
Yeah.
but, and same goes for me. It's like, okay, so, I have a full schedule of acupuncture patients, but if I'm not continuing to improve myself, demonstrating that I'm actually like practicing what I preach,
Yeah. Yeah. 100%.
that can change very quickly. So I think it's
Yes.
always, for me at least, it's always keeping that in the back of your mind too, of not in a limiting mindset of like, oh, people are going to leave me
Yep. Yeah.
any second, but just making sure like we're continuing to stay the best version of ourselves. And that means something completely different from day to day, from year to year.
Yes. Yeah.
And yeah.
Yeah, I couldn't agree more. I've definitely always tried to practice what I preach. I just think I'm a better trainer when I am taking care of myself and I'm taking time for myself. Still am working on that, to take more time for myself and to rest and recover. That to me, yeah, it's huge. And I think that's part of the reason you don't see potentially trainers that last so long is sometimes it's natural, I think, in our life to maybe go through a couple of year span where maybe some crap happened, you lost a parent, things like that, or some event happened, and it's hard then to come into the gym and it's like, man, I can't even do this. I haven't been working out. There's a lot of stuff. So I feel like I've been very fortunate, that I been pretty lucky with the people around me have been healthy and well. And I'm so grateful for that. Because yeah, progress. Yeah, it's hard to measure. We, it's, it's just tough. Yeah. You just
Well, you two have a very
showing.
like mental and emotional,
Yeah,
mentally and emotionally demanding job,
for sure.
because you're spending this hour with people, with humans that is dedicated for them. I mean, you're spending more time with them than maybe their partners are, or any
Yeah.
other friends, siblings, family. It's like you guys are just like talking to them
Yeah.
that whole time, and it's like that one-on-one care. And even though that's like very rewarding,
Hmm.
like it is
Yeah, it's
like
hard.
a lot. And especially when people are going through things and
Yeah.
you're having to be that person that rises to the occasion and
Yeah.
goes
It's tough.
above, like
Yeah.
that can be a lot.
Yeah.
And then you have the physical component too of
Yeah.
you are insane.
Yeah.
You're just like running all over the gym. Jacob and I have
Yeah.
done some partner sessions together.
Yeah.
And I'm like,
Dude,
I
it's
don't
a
know how you
workout
do
all
it.
day,
Yeah.
constantly.
Yeah.
You're incredible.
Well,
Yeah.
thank you.
I think about my training, like I said, I like in a lot of ways mentorship has been there, but man, daily
Yeah.
when I'm like, standing here and I say something like, can you swap out your weights for what you're doing right now? Like giving encouragement to
Yeah.
like do it themselves instead of me grabbing the weights. I'll
Yeah.
like check myself and be like, man, I don't think I've ever seen Zach
Does
ever
all of that.
not do that himself.
I
I'm
know.
so tired, but I'm gonna go pick up that 50
And you're like
Yeah.
setting up like
Feel that,
obstacles with bands, and as we're like doing stuff, and then you're like running.
Yeah.
I don't think there's been
No,
a
I
time
know.
when you've given me an exercise and not demoed it.
Yeah.
Truly. Which I think is rare for trainers. I don't even,
Yeah.
even a plank, like if it's like, or a push-up
No.
or a squat, body, whatever, you will demo it.
Yeah.
There's so many people that I do not do that for, which again, like makes me feel like I need to like
For sure.
change that.
Yeah. I just always try to be energetic and just bring it, like, and just show people like, yeah, this is just, you got to bring the energy, you got to bring the passion. And I just have always wanted to be the trainer that I would want to hire. Like I hold myself to that standard. And maybe I tell myself that sometimes, like, dude, like, let's pump the brakes here a little bit. But you've trained this person 10 years. They know this move, but I feel like kind of like you, if I let it, and could be just in my mind, if I let it slip, I know I'm probably not. I just feel it's like going to get away from me. I don't want to start along that path. I just want to, it's just in me to do that. And I just try to train each person because none of my clients are under contract. I know, like, if I have 3 weeks where I'm just like short with people, whatever, and they sense, oh, Zach's fallen off. Like, I think back to my kid at home, like, this is how I pay my bills. And I think it's the fear of, I don't have a backup plan. Like, it's this or nothing. And I just want, it falls back to like, I just want to be great at it. I want other people to be like, man, look at that guy. I want to work out with that guy. That guy's bringing it. I'm a competitive person. I've always just wanted to kind of like be the best trainer. And I respect for so many other great trainers I've worked with over the years. I've learned half the stuff you even see are probably from other trainers that I've worked with. That is like, I'm just so lucky to have worked with so many great people. And yeah, it's all in that energy, man. I mean, it's just bringing it because you're in the gym. We do so many things for, I feel like, which is great, other people, and our time is always taken nowadays. Everybody's so busy, but when you're in the gym, it's just about you. Like, this is your time. This is your body. Like, we don't have to worry about any of that now. That's to the side. I got you here. Like, let's get the most out of this hour. And I just pride myself on that. And I want people to feel they're leaving like, oh man, I got a good one today. I want to keep this moving. I want to keep stay on a roll. I'm going to go outside and go for a run tomorrow. I got a good lift in today. Man, I'm going to wake up, Zach, like, I come back in a week and Zach sees that I've slacked. Like, oh man, I kind of want to, strike a little fear in my client. Like, when you come in to train with me, like, I'm going to be awake. Like, I'm going to do
Right.
everything I can to be in the best position to give you the best workout. And I just think over time, it's like, yeah, like training that one client we were talking about just before this, Carlo, he brings it every time. Like, so I know on Wednesdays and Fridays, if I don't have good energy in there, a guy like that, he's gone. Like, because he can just do it himself. Like, I want to just keep pushing further and further. Like, I got to give him a good workout, or I got to find a new client to fill that Wednesday, Friday. Like, I just hold myself to that standard. I feel like I've tried my best to do that. And I try to teach or treat each day like it's my first on the job. You got to wake up and prove it to yourself every day. That's kind of the way I've looked at it. And, you know, that's nipped me in the butt maybe a couple times. Like, it's a little intense, but it's kind of gotten me to this point, and here I am still. So
This is why you're on
yeah.
pod.
That's
Yeah.
This is the we get to do this.
Yeah.
I do
Yeah.
feel
part
like
of it.
Yeah.
I do relate though in the sense of like I walk in some days for certain clients' classes, walk in with a sweatshirt and I'm like, yeah, all right, time to take the sweatshirt off because I'm gonna be sweating during this session and I'm gonna have to like I just
Yeah.
like, bring it and be like just on the whole
Yeah.
time and like moving and all that type of thing.
Yeah.
And people
Um,
like rise to your expectations too. So
yeah.
when you're saying, when you come into the gym, like, I'm going to be ready for you and I'm going to be moving,
Yeah.
people follow that. People match energy levels a lot.
Absolutely.
And if you're down, that's what's going
Absolutely.
to happen.
Yep.
And I also really liked what you said about you want to be the trainer that you would want to go see, because that's something that we talk about a lot too. And the reason I practice the way I practice is because and this is not to like be egotistical, but like I want to see myself. I want somebody who combines all these different things.
Yeah.
And
100%.
Well, and even
people can see that,
Yes. I agree with that.
even I have struggled a lot with like posting workouts of myself on social media, right? I've grappled with this like pretty much every time I post any video of me, anytime like you post one and I share it, I'm always like, all right, am I just being like egotistical here and like trying to show off? There's a part of that will always be there for sure, especially with like my background. Like, yeah, I want to show people that I can do pull-ups. I get that.
Yeah.
At the same time though, I truly believe, and a big part of why I do all of this, because I want all my clients to be seeing that I'm getting after it every single day. Like I want them to see the recovery. I want them to see the workouts I'm doing. That's why I'm huge on Strava. I post videos all the time because I want my clients to be like, when they're on the couch or whatever and, having a bad day and struggling. And then they go on Strava and see that I like said, oh yeah, today sucked, but I like showed up anyways. And there's a video of me, and then they go and, do it themselves.
Yeah.
So I do feel like that's a huge motivating factor too that goes unspoken in all of our roles, right? That's not like what we're getting paid to do, but it's what we're getting paid to do, I think, right? And then people see that and talk and want to do that, like you.
Yep. And that's such a cool app because you can truly see what they're doing, and you can be like, this workout sucked, and that's the reality. I think some people might look at me and maybe they look at me as unrelatable. Like, oh, you're strong. You must feel great. I'm like, whew. Like there are some times after 4 clients in the morning, I'm like, all right, now I got to work out. It's like, oh, this is hard.
Just did 4 hours.
Yeah. And
it
wasn't my best workout, or it wasn't my best run. Not every workout is going to be, but you just keep doing it. Sometimes, like I was saying, back to that progress, it's like, well, it's just kind of the same thing, a little redundant every day. I feel like good training is that, just hammering away every week. The ebbs and flows, they come, they go. You're going to go through periods where your body doesn't feel too good or something. But, if you keep banking some of those workouts, the wheels will eventually get back on the road and you'll take off again. You just stay at it. And that's the thing. I mean, I'm hard on myself with the training, in my workouts too. Like I've always tried to be a great runner, but then I'm like, I want to squat 300 pounds too. And then I'm like, well, if I get better at running, then my squats go down, or back and forth. And, but then realizing, over time, it's okay to just to keep showing up, keep doing what I'm doing. Some days are better than others, but you just keep going. You just keep going because yeah, like we're lucky to do this. Yeah, and I just again remind myself that I get to come to a gym every day. I feel I've never actually had a real job. Like, as you asked, that 9 to 5, and I was actually gonna thinking about saying that on the pod, is like it's not my job. It's not really my career. It is my life. This like movement has always been, whether it's sports, like I want to share the happiness that movement has given me with other people. And it can make you feel so good, and it can help you handle stuff that life throws at us, and we can just keep it rolling. So yeah, that's what's big. Uh, yeah.
Yeah. That's one of my favorite quotes from you is like, this is my life.
Yeah.
And I truly relate to that so much because it doesn't feel like a job. There are days that it's like, man, this is hard, but there are days in like marathon training block that are hard. There are days in ultras that are hard. But there are so many times throughout the year, I'm like, I feel like I need to like work and do a job. And then I'm like, oh wait, I get to do this for my job. You know what I mean? So what we do is extremely unique. So I do feel very privileged in that sense. And like we said earlier, there are hard parts of it for sure. But yeah,
I feel like it makes you value your life a lot more too, and you become part of your job. Because I also have had many moments where, wow, it'd be really nice to be a 9 to 5, and you have, our friends who go to that, and then the weekends are the weekends to themselves, or nights, like they don't have to think about any of the other things. But then one, like you said, people come in and talk about how much they hate it and how they're slowly dying by sitting at a desk behind a computer screen. Yeah. And I'm like, wow, I don't think I could do that.
Yeah.
And two, it is like sharing the joy of what we want.
Yeah.
Of what matters to us.
Yeah. Yeah. Absolutely.
And you can't put a price tag on that.
No. It's such a reminder America driven on productivity. People are stressed out there. You see it every day. Like the stress is heavy on people. And I feel like I've had to adjust my training style a lot, because when I was younger, obviously, you're just like, go for it. You got that youthful energy. We're going to make this the hardest workout. It's so tough. And when you see somebody's system that's completely fried coming in, and then I maybe had this idea of what we were going to do together, and you just see that look on their face. It's like, oh, like I've really learned how to like pull back and just be like, let's just talk a little bit. We'll get some light movement in. And I almost think in my head, I'm like, I'm just going to try to distract this person from everything that's going on. And we're just going to like take the weight off their chest and just let them live, get some movement in, and, they just get them to forget about some of those things. That's part of it too. The personal part, it's just every session is a little different. Yeah. It's fun. You never know what this job will throw at you. I've found out. Yeah.
How true is that consistency part though too, about what you said about someone walks in, they look stressed, you change it so that you're not, they're doing what's optimal for them that day. In the sense of, I'm pretty sure I'm constantly operating at like 80% of what I could do in the gym. Pretty much always.
Yeah.
And I don't know if that's partly because of how much I train, and maybe then that actually isn't the right move. I don't know.
Yeah.
But whether I'm in the pool, running, doing a speed workout, lifting, it's pretty rare that I leave and I'm like, I put 100% effort into that, which is really interesting.
Yeah. Yeah.
Unless it's like a race, or unless I'm trying to like PR. And I think that's something that's benefited me a lot, because it's kept me away from hurting myself more.
Yeah.
And just kept me going.
Yep.
I have this mentality a lot of the times where I'm like, I want to be able to feel good for the next day, versus I want to completely wreck my body right now and not be able to move for the next day.
Yes.
Yep. And also that comes from like the way I trained in high school, I think too. And even college, where the whole goal every time was, I'm going to annihilate myself right now.
Yeah.
Essentially.
Yep.
Or try to.
Yep.
Be walking funny for the whole week. Like that was the goal.
Yeah.
After doing squats.
Yeah, right? For sure.
And it's just not anymore.
Yes, no, that's what I think about. It's getting in your 40s, what I could do as opposed to what I should do. That's big. Like I could, today after 6 hours on the clock, like do a heavy leg day. It's like, I could get through it. Should I? And then I get home and I'm like, oh, I can't pick up my 3-year-old or something. It's like, okay, just because I can doesn't mean, yeah, I should. And that's been a big time learning thing for me over the years. It's we were talking about in our session about like running. I've always looked at running as like it's cardio. It's got to be hard, man. I'm going to break a sweat. I'm going to gas it. So I've always, my typical run my whole life is like 3 times a week, 3 miles. Every mile I try to go a little faster. And that last mile, I'm going to give it everything I got. So I'm completely gassed at the finish line. And I realize this is not the way to go. But in my mind, just growing up, it's like I hear my basketball coach yelling at me in my ear, keep going, quit dogging it, and it's just like, I've always associated like cardio with, well, just prepare for this to suck. And then I've, slowly you just learn these things over the years. It's like, man, what was I doing there? Like, it's just, killing myself for no reason. What am I, trying to prove something to myself? And I've done some deep thinking on that. Like, why do I do that? And I think it's the only child in me, not having a dad around. I always felt like I had a little chip on my shoulder. Always like a little something extra to prove. Just without a guy around, like, I played all sports growing up. I didn't have a dad in the crowd yelling. I wanted to kind of like prove to the other kids, I didn't need a dad to prove I can be as good as you guys without, I think it's just the competitive nature in me. And it's just formed my personality and who I am. And so I think as you age and mature, you try to identify those things and hopefully slowly let go of the things that can be a little hindrance, so it's always 100% hard to let it go, but I think about that. And
How's that shaped how you parent now?
yeah, I feel like in general, I'm a much different parent now than I would have if I would have had a child in my early 20s. I probably was a little bit more intense back then, just with some of the youthful energy. Like I love to play golf and I've always taken that serious. And if I would have had a kid at 22, I would have been maybe more like, he's going to be the next prodigy. Now I'm just like, I just want my kid to be a good guy and just a nice individual and he can do whatever he wants to do. And I just hope he's healthy and lives a healthy lifestyle. That's basically all I care about. But yeah, that's how, it's just in general how, because I didn't really have a dad, I had a great stepdad that came into my life from right around the time I was in my early teens, which I needed him and he did so much for me, helped me out so much. But yeah, having a son, I mean, it means the world to me. I would, yeah, to be a good dad when I didn't have one. I mean, it's the most important thing in my life is to be a good influence on my son. Um, I would do absolutely anything for my son. Having a child changed my life incredibly. I almost, when my wife gave birth, I almost like collapsed. Like the nurses like had to check on me because it was like a tsunami literally like hit me, a wave of emotion. Like I couldn't even like, my wife just pushed a child out. I could barely even like, because I was like, ugh. I mean, literally the nurses were like, are you okay? And I was like, yeah, it just means so much to me. And yeah, just, it has changed. It's, not having a dad. It just makes being a dad just everything. And I would, I just want to be there for my kid. And I do tell people though, because I had such an amazing mother, I never really was angry. Like I didn't have a dad because I never kind of had one. So I didn't miss what I never had. But, being able to just have a son now and be there for him, it brings you so much joy. It's incredible. After the hard days, at work, 8 hours, one-on-ones, and I'm just like emotionally like gassed. Oh man, seeing your kid, like the moment you like walk in the door, it's indescribable. And just seeing them come out, give you a hug, it makes all the hard work. It makes it all worth it, man. I would do it. I'd work 16 hours if I had to. Yeah, it's just without a question.
That's the unlock.
Yeah.
Having a kid.
Gives you it gives
That's the
it
sub
gives you-
three difference.
it gives you superpowers, man. I mean, we're always
I'll
looking.
take it. That's what it.
Yeah, I think the motivation changes, right? As we get older. I mean, in high school, it's like, oh, I'm just gonna get pumped up, try to impress the girls or something, and then it comes down to, well, I just want to keep working on what I got. And then as you get older, you're like, I just want to maybe see my grandkid or pick up my kid. And then now it's like I had him at 39, so I'm like thinking like, man, like if he waits till he's 40 to have a kid, I'm going to be 80. So, okay. Like
Right.
in my mind, I've honestly thought, I'm like, I want to be fully like functional and happy at 80, because if I see my potential grandkid, I might be a little older. So, and I've already kind of shifted gears, and that's part of the reason, like, okay, I can't mess up my back ego lifting anymore. Let's do this for, just more of the right reasons, you could say. Yeah. So it's just what gets you into the gym, might change a little bit. The motivation changes, but whatever it is, just find something to get some movement in your life going, whatever it is, just dig deep. Some days it's harder to find it, but yeah, being a dad it's the best. What was the quote I saw recently? It was like, I'm tired from being a dad. I'm not tired of being a dad. I'm tired. I'm wiped out. But yeah, when you come home, you see your kid, it does give you a little electric charge. It charges you right back up and reminds you of why you do it. And yeah, why do you do it 10 times over again? So yeah, it's great.
Yeah.
Maybe someday. Yeah. Yeah.
I'm interested to see what that's going to be like, going from like, I do feel like a lot of it still is external/internal, right? And it's going to be wild to see like the unlock of having truly, I don't know, I don't want to say unconditional love, because I want to believe I have that for Kaylee, but you know what I mean? I do feel as though that will be, I'll be interested to see how that changes me, I guess. Yeah.
Oh, yeah. It'll change both. Yes. I mean, I'm not an expert. I've only been a dad for 3 years, but yeah, it does change something in you, man. Like, yeah, it puts life in perspective. For one thing, for me, it even made me more thankful of my mom. Even in the hard nights of going through, like, some of our child doesn't sleep the best sometimes. So, those hard nights where you're just like tired and worn out. And I'm like, did my mom do this? Like, oh my God.
Thanking my mom.
She went to the gym. Like, I was like, you are like, you'll call your mom and be like, or your dad, and just be like, thank you. Like, holy crap, man. Like, seriously, it's like, you actually did this. You like, it's insane. Like, it's insane. There's some days like, yeah, you're just like, I mean, we've kind of gotten to some of the 3 major stages, and I'm like, I mean, you're ready to lose it sometimes, but right when you're about ready to lose it, kid will just come up and be like, Dada, I love you. And they give you a hug, and you're like, oh my God, this is like the sweetest thing.
They know.
You're just like, and then you feel guilty. You were getting all riled up, and you're just like, okay, oh my gosh, perspective. But yeah, it's great. It's kept me going, because yeah, I'm coming up on the 20-year thing of training. So again, like I said, you're looking for those things to just keep you going. And I started to worry. I'm like, oh man, can I do this till I'm 60? Like, but at the same time, I see him now. I'm like, you better do it till you're 60. So, or you better come up with something else. So, and I don't really have a plan on that.
Such a good way to think. You better retire.
I even know. Not
So you're gonna do it till you're 60, and then you're gonna retire? Is that the 60? 19?
honestly, I don't. I
Halfway there.
I want to be moving till the day they put me in the ground. So I don't think I'll ever completely stop working. I mean, who knows what that's gonna look like, but I don't think I'm ever just gonna like cut it off hard.
Right.
You know, I think I might just slowly
That's
fade,
kind of what
fade
what
away.
we talked about. I'm like, I have this idea in my head of like, it'd be cool if I could like full time do this until like 50. If I could do that and then like kind of wean off
hmm
a little bit.
Yeah.
But also, I know myself. And again, it's interesting how this all changes, right?
Yeah.
But I feel like I know myself, and I'll just constantly want to be moving, constantly be addicted to that, and helping people and stuff. So
Well, that's why
we'll
your
see.
jobs are cool, because you aren't just like sitting at a desk.
Yeah.
And this should help with longevity,
Yeah.
because you're getting down on the floor, you're going up, you're getting on the bars, you're lifting weights. That's what we should be doing every day. Like humans
Yes.
should be moving every day. We were not meant to sit for 8 hours a day.
That's right.
So the fact that we're getting to be up and down all day, I mean,
Yeah. Well,
that's kind of a privilege in itself in today's day and age.
yeah.
So
Oh yeah.
even though I know it is very taxing, it's a lot,
Yep.
but
I would
it should keep you a lot healthier.
100%. Yeah. It's. I mean, it's hard to be perfect. You're either moving a little too much or not moving. I mean, I would probably err on the maybe moving a little too much side. Not like destructively. But yeah, just moving every day. That's the thing. And breaking away from my old personal routines is what I'm trying to work in more. I used to always think, okay, 4 days a week of lifting, like gotta be that. Like, and now I'm softening up on that. Like, hey, you played a round of golf. Don't put too much pressure to like crush your legs the next day. Give it 2 days. Yeah, I can still do the same things I did. I just need a little bit more recovery time. I just need a little bit more mobility before, just trying to soften up on myself. And I think self-admittedly, that's probably been one of my biggest flaws. I've always been hard on myself. That's probably one of my biggest personality flaws. It's like I'm a perfectionist. I try to have a perfect workout. When one of my clients leaves, if I sense I'm like, it just wasn't that I wasn't dialed as much as I should have been. I mean, yeah, I probably beat myself up a little bit. Sometimes I'm laying in bed and I'm thinking about that. I'm like, God, why did he do it that way with that person? Like, that didn't work, But then being like, that's okay. Let's take what happened. Let's learn. We'll try to be better the next time. Giving myself a little grace. That's what I've tried to learn throughout the years is your clients will come back. They're not all going to leave all at once. They come, they go.
That's the important one.
But yeah,
not everyone's going to leave all at once.
Yeah, I've had that irrational fear. It's like, oh my gosh.
One day your entire week will just be
Everyone's honestly on Sunday. I'm like, sorry, I'm not training with you. That's I totally get you. I worry about that all the time.
Yeah, like it's just that fear, and that's part of the reason. I think I just worked so hard. I've kind of tried to bottle those little irrational fears and just take a little bit out to kind of keep me going.
But it shows how much you care, Zach, too. Because if you didn't care about any of these people, then you wouldn't care if a workout session didn't go to the 110% that you wanted.
Yeah.
And again, I think that's what makes you stand out.
Yeah.
Is not that I want you constantly worried about this.
Yeah.
But that is a good sign to be like, okay, how can I be the best version all the time for these people? Because you care about them. You care about the work you do. You
hit the nail on the head. And going back to what we talked about, what if I ever suggested this profession to somebody, it's like, you better care. I mean, otherwise, it's you're gonna burn out quick. Like, and
people will rip you up and
oh yeah, like you've gotta like to do this. You've gotta love the gym. You gotta love movement. You can't necessarily. You can make a good living doing it, but I wouldn't think personal training would be the first profession you would choose if you were like, my goal is to make a lot of money. You gotta love it. You gotta care. It's just so important. And you gotta care about what you're doing, what you're portraying. Like, I don't know. I always try to I always get roasted in the gym because they're always like, dude, why does it look like you always take a shower before you come into the gym? And I'm like, dude, I don't want to look at my lovely coworkers, but I'm like, I want to look like I'm ready, man. Like I'm awake, like I'm here. I didn't just like roll out of bed and like just whatever. Because I care about, I would never want somebody like looking across the gym and seeing like me just like slumped over, not paying attention to my clients. I maybe I just care too much about myself to like, I would just feel like that would be the worst. I just would never want to be seen in that light. And now I know I wouldn't be, but yeah, you just got to care about it, man. And then if you do, you're going to be good at it. If you're doing something you love, you're going to be good at it, and that's probably the advice I'm going to give to my kid. It's like, whatever you do, even if your passion is designing fake plants to put in an office building, if you really love that and you design the best fake plants, you might make some money doing that if that's what you love, but you can't like, oh, I'm just putting it together. I mean, there's a lot of ways you can go in this world, but follow your passion. This has always been my passion even before I knew it. I remember when my mom used to take me to like Lifetime, and like when I was like 10 years old, it's the time I took my first strength training class. I remember kids strength training was like flagship athletic club. But after I got done there, I remember just watching the personal trainers, just seeing what they were doing with clients. I remember kind of looking at it. And then when they got done, I would try what they would do. Like a Lifetime would actually personally do that. And there was this guy who I worked with at FitSpace, who we ended up working together. He's a little bit older than me. And I came up to him and I was like, hey, dude, I actually used to watch you at Lifetime in St. Louis Park work with your clients when I was like a teenager. And I could always tell you were the best one. And you like knew what you were talking about the most. And I would literally, so I just felt like even then I was just gathering some information like that. I mean, it was inspiring. I remember to watch him. I was kind of like, right, what's he doing with his clients? Like, am I doing this right? Like, maybe I should be doing something like that. And that just kind of piqued my interest and became passionate about it. And then it's just, became the life. Yeah. It was just every day, wake up, do something, play a sport, chase a ball, lift some weights, go for a run. I just couldn't imagine my life without any of that.
Do you feel like there's if you had to pick one specific area of health and wellness, is there one that you are the most passionate about?
Yes, I would say it's strength, just being a strong person. I remember going to like grocery stores I probably do some of this because I do probably have a genuine fear of getting older, but I remember going to like grocery stores like Byerly's and St. Louis Park with my mom, and there was an older population that went there, and I was like, oh, like, and I would just come from like a basketball game, and I would see maybe some older people there, and I'm like, oh, like I don't want to be, that slow or whatever. I would maybe see somebody with poor posture, I'd be like, ugh, I gotta sit up straight or something, and that kind of like that got me going a little bit. That it was evident to me, like, okay, I don't want to. I know it's going to happen, but I'm going to try to delay the inevitable as much as I can. So, yeah. Did that answer the question?
Yeah, actually, it's a perfect transition because one of the things kind of last things I really wanted to make sure we talked about was strength training.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Let me
go. But the strength. Yeah, I just think it's just the strength is, to me, the foundation of every good program. Like if we build a good foundation of strength, we can add some endurance. We can go for a run, and I just feel like it's given me such a base of everything. Strong bones. It's longevity. Can we open jars? Can we lift? Open doors. Can I remember even the other day I had to get some water softener rocks for my water heater. And I was like, driving by Cub Foods. And I was like, I got to get a couple bags, 2 40-pound bags. And the guy was like, oh, do you need to take a cart out? And I was like, I got this. And I picked it up. And I remember, and I just marched it out there, and I'm not trying to like show up, but I remember thinking, I'm like, I'm kind of a psycho right now.
Yeah.
Why didn't I just take the damn cart? And two guys that were like pushing the carts, like collecting the carts on the parking lot, kind of looked at me going by, and I was like, no, I got this. I was trying not to show the struggle. Like my grip was starting to go by the time I got to my car, but that just made me feel good about myself. I'm like, that's why you do strength training, man, is I got those bags down the stairs, and yeah, I just feel like I want to be independent, and I want to be strong and make it to that grandkid at age 80 or something like that, and be able to pick up a kid then. And yeah, that's why I do it. I just feel like it just helps me so much. It's just, yeah, a couple times a week, get in, do my strength. The rest is just fill it in with activity. And then I feel like you got it, just strengthen my legs, strengthen my upper body, do some core. And then the rest, that's kind of like the main entree, I say. And then the rest, we can just add in some garnishments, make a nice little meal out of the week. And yeah, I just feel like, yeah, that's the foundation. And yeah, that's what keeps me going. So yeah, strength baby
equals durability.
Yeah,
that's how
just being durable.
I like longevity
Yep.
too. Strength equals durability and
Yeah.
longevity. And I do think too, working with you has reminded me of this actually, because even as a trainer, because I'll do this with myself. I have no issue doing this myself, but as a trainer, I sometimes get in the weeds of like clients need to be moving the whole time you're with them, because like they pay you for this hour or 30 minutes, whatever it is, and like they need to be moving, they need to be sweating, right? And especially with who I work with, that's just not the case. If you're listening, I work predominantly with runners and endurance athletes. So for the most part, unless we're doing drills or plyos or something, when we're strength training, we should really be focusing on one exercise, maybe two, maybe a power movement too, and resting a lot. And I'll do that. Like yesterday, I did 4 exercises in the span of 50 minutes. I did hip extensions, reverse lunges, heel raises, and pull-ups. That's all I did. It took me 45 minutes. I took like 2 minutes between each set. I was at that 80% mark. I was pushing, and really trying to feel the exercise and move the weight, move faster, like we talked about, things like that. But that was all I did. But then like when I have a client, sometimes I'll be like, okay, we got to do 8 exercises because I want them to, But that whole was a long-winded way of saying like, you don't need, when you're doing strength training, I think a lot of times we think we need to be moving the whole time. There's nothing wrong with hopping on like a leg extension machine and doing 3 sets of 10.
Absolutely.
And resting for 1.5 to 2 minutes between. You do not need to be moving the whole time. And in fact, if you are strength training, you probably should be moving the whole time.
Absolutely. I know I'm 100% guilty of that too. Yeah, I value some of these time so much. I know the resting 2-3 minutes, it pains me sometimes when I'm with a client. I'm like, we have to rest in between this bench press. I know, I hate it. It's oh my God. Like, and they're like, really? You don't want me to do anything else? I'm like, if I do, you're just not going to be able to get these last few reps. So yeah, just prioritizing what I've done is just the first 15 to 20 minutes with a lot of my clients. I'm like, 1 to 2 movements. We are literally just going to do these. It's going to feel annoyingly slow, especially when somebody's got good endurance. Doesn't wipe them out. Sometimes if somebody's deconditioned, a set of 10 bench press, they're like, the thought of doing another exercise is like, oh,
fair.
If they can run a half marathon, they do that. And they're like, what's next?
Yeah.
And it's like,
and then they'll probably do it. The thing with that though, is that then they a lot of times will get into the issue of they aren't using the right energy system. They're not doing it correctly. Right. Because then that's a whole nother thing where I'm trying to convince people, like, I always say, you want to feel like you're moving through sludge. If you're strength training, like you should be like, it should not feel like you can do another 5 reps. And the amount of times, hip extensions again is a good example, because I do a lot of those with runners, where I will be like, all right, I want you to do 10 reps. They'll do 10 reps, and then I'll be like, how many do you think you could have done more? Like, how was that good? 1 to 10. They'll be like, that was hard. That was like an 8 out of 10. Maybe could have done 1 or 2 more reps. And in a safe way, I'll be like, let's do 20. And they'll rip out 20. And they'll be like, oh yeah, no, actually I could have maybe done 2 more from that. You know? So it's like,
isn't that funny?
Yeah. Figuring that out too is a whole nother thing, because most people, and There are downfalls to lifting heavy too, like be safe, but for the most part.
Yep. Yep. That is funny you said. I know like rep, what is the thing that drives you crazy as a trainer? Counting reps. I know, gets a little bit old. I mean, one of the, if, yeah, 19 years, how many reps? How many reps? I'm like, just let's do this weight and let's just start working through the set at the right tempo. Just show me how many reps you can do. Like, we'll work up to that point. Yeah.
Yeah, we
I
need to
got
stop focusing on reps.
yeah, that's like reps, right? I mean, yeah, I just said that a lot. I don't necessarily count. I just feel, you feel what it feels like. And yeah, if it was way too many reps, okay, well, we'll add a little bit of weight. If got stuck on 2, okay, maybe we can lighten the load a little bit or something like that. But yeah, everything works. I always say, I mean, your muscles will adapt if you're taking things almost to failure. I mean, obviously that's one thing for strength training, that you got to stimulate some type of adaptation. And whether that's 3 to 5, 8 to 12, 15 to 25, yeah, it all works if we're consistent. Or lifting at the right intensity that we're going for. Yeah, potentially taking most things close to failure, leave some reps in reserve, at times, of course. But yeah, you
Be
just
smart.
yeah, be smart. And I'm always learning. That's one thing I really wanted to talk about too. It's like, I'm not afraid now to admit I was wrong in the past. Like, I think one downfall is a lot of trainers, we get really hard in our beliefs, especially in the social media. Do it this way, do it this way. There's so much noise out there, and everybody's got such a strong opinion on things. And yeah, there was, I don't do certain moves now that I would have, that I did back then with some clients. And, I've had clients, but why don't we do that anymore? That move anymore? And I'm like, just maybe I don't think it's a good idea. Well, why'd you have me do that in the first place? I'm like, it wasn't perfect. Yeah, I didn't know. And, I think being able to admit, you're always learning. You learn as you go. I'm still learning. Or you show a client a new move. How come we haven't done this before? I just learned it, just because I've been doing this 19 years doesn't mean I'm still learning too. And just having an open mind, trying some new things, adding some things to the bag of tricks. And yeah, that's what I love about this too. I mean, you can take it so many places there. That was part of the reason I got out of physical therapy is you can do really anything here. You can get super creative with workouts. Obviously you want to stick to some basic strength and conditioning principles, but it's like art. You can kind of make it your own artwork. And that's more of what I've done in my own personal training, try to keep maybe a little more sensible with some other people's, but it's just it's fun to me. It's just to see all the different things your body can do. Feel like you said, the body's amazing. It's built for movement. Let's use it. Our joints, they bend, they twist, they rotate. Keep it creative, keep it fun. And you can like just have a blast with this stuff. And yeah, it's exercise. I've especially tried to convey it. It's not a punishment, like we need to like celebrate the stuff, celebrate movement, and just celebrate the things you can do. It's really easy nowadays to get caught up in the things you can't do. I mean, we've talked about some of those, like we see those calisthenics experts online. I mean, we think we're making progress, and then it's like,
Dude's doing a muscle.
Like, what?
At the same
I'm like, and it makes you just get in your head. I'm like, man, dude, I've been doing this 19 years and I'm not even close to that. Like, I've just been wasting my time. It's like,
There's always going to be better people than us.
always. Yeah, that's,
And it'd be really sad if there wasn't, because then where's the motivation
yeah.
and the inspiration from that?
Yeah, even if you're a competitive person, that can drive you crazy. You're like, I'm going to get there, but you gotta just keep chipping away at it. It's okay if you're good and healthy now, and you're staying consistent. You're doing great. Don't get caught up in where you should be. It's like, it's just like a stress. How far should I go? Well, how many reps should I do? That's the whole should. What should I be doing? And it's like, well, yeah, you could be adding in some of this as opposed to like, you need to be doing this and this. Again, it just kind of softened my stance on a lot of things as I've gotten older and as a trainer. And it's different for everybody. Every client's different, stage of life. I mean, be doing this for how long I've been doing it. I mean, some of my clients have changed drastically in 15 years. The workouts we're doing now, completely different than what we were doing before, like, when somebody was 15 years younger, we were doing back squats and things. And it's like, I'm not doing any back squats with those people. Sometimes now it's all good. Yeah, it's all good. We're still working. How do your legs? Good. I feel strong. You still go out and run, play with your kids. Doing great. Just navigating the life, taking it day by day. Just keep showing up and figure out a way to move it. And let's do it. Yeah. It's fun. Funny. Yeah.
You shared a lot of we get to do this moments throughout this whole time. Do you have like one specific moment when you're like, wow, I get to do this? I feel like this entire episode was that. But
yeah.
Any one particular story that stands out to you?
Oh man. What I can just speak even recently, just having that one client unlock a muscle up for the first time and just seeing the look on his face. Like that one client is super advanced, think he's done everything in the book. And just being able to nudge him like a little bit further and just seeing that look on his face. And that goes for all my clients. There is no better feeling than like seeing, we all sometimes talk to ourselves like, oh man, in maybe a negative way, trying not to do that myself. But yeah, like just seeing, somebody, like if I demonstrate an exercise, I'm like, yeah, you're going to do this. And they're like, I can't do that. Like, and just when they actually did it, and maybe I'll record it, I'm like, look at that. Did you know you could do that today? Were you expecting to do that today? Like, look what you can do. And you were maybe saying before, there's like, oh, I had a horrible week, blah, blah. You still unlock something new. You can do more than you are capable, or what you think you're capable of. And that never gets old. That never gets old. That, as hard as some of the days get, when you just get some of those throughout the week, it just charges you right back up. Yeah, that's, I'm not one specific moment. They come along the way, and yeah, I'm just appreciative to have made it this long. And yeah, I wouldn't trade my profession for anything. There's nothing I would honestly rather be doing.
That's what I tell myself.
Honestly.
And what would you do instead?
That's the truth.
What would I do instead? I would end up doing like the same thing. People sometimes will be like, what do you, if you retire, what would you do? Or like, if you had all the money in the world, what would you do? Probably do what I'm doing now.
Yeah. No, it's great. Being around people. That's why I love going to the gym growing up, is being around like-minded people that valued their health and wellness, and just coming in and just talking about that stuff. It's it's one part of our life. The health and wellness, but it's a huge part, and just having a hand in people changing for the positive. I mean, it's huge. That just has a trickle down effect. And yeah, I've loved working with you guys, coming in for the workouts. It's just passing it down, and what I've kind of learned. And I don't know everything. I'm still learning, but yeah, I just love to share it. And yeah, I just love how you've incorporated some of these things into your classes, and it's just proud, man. It's just made me proud. And yeah, I'm just thankful, man. It's for just, you meet so many cool people in this. People in the gym, there's always the stories and the people, and it's just the gym is, like I've always said, kind of a level. It doesn't really, you could be working out with the CEO of a company, or then there was like a dishwasher or something like that. You're all kind of level. When we're in the gym, we're all just here for the same reason, and putting all that aside, and we're all humans, and we're all just we're here celebrating movement. And I just love being around an environment like that. That's just, yeah, again, I wouldn't trade it for anything. So yeah.
You have the best perspectives.
I I've done a lot of deep thinking about it, because in 19 years, you got plenty of time to think about it in between clients, like, what's going on? Why am I here? But yeah, I like to think of myself as a pretty deep thinker and try to keep things in perspective. Like, I am so lucky. Like, I really am lucky. Like, I just get to go to a gym, work out with people, you know.
That's what it's all about. It's about the
just
art of noticing.
Yeah.
I didn't come up with that. It's not a Kaylee quote.
Yeah.
But when things get hard, you have to see that bigger picture, because everyone could be thinking every day about how hard life is, because it is really hard. But you have to have that outside perspective shift.
Yep.
All the time.
For sure. Yeah. I'm just, it's easy to focus on what you don't have. But yeah, focusing on what you do got, and just, the people that are around you, and just, that's what it's all about. I'm just so fortunate and so blessed, and to have like a healthy son, and a happy wife, and a house, and some stable places to train, and just share my passion with people. Like, I wouldn't want to do anything else. So maybe like work for the Vikings or something. I like football too, fantasy football and stuff.
Oh man,
that's like my second. That's like the second passion. But
wait, I do have one more question.
Yeah.
You forgot about the Anthony Edwards.
Oh,
go ahead.
Can Anthony Edwards run a sub 5-minute mile?
Like,
does he have the physiology? Not right now in his does he have the physiology to run a sub 5-minute mile?
I mean, I feel like you would know better than me, because the endurance 5-minute mile. I mean, he would have to dedicate time to it. I don't know on the fly it might take a little bit of time, but again, going back to strength, I think he has that foundation of strength, and he's got pretty good genetics. So I mean, how long would it take him? I don't know. A couple months. I think he definitely could. I would never want to pigeonhole somebody who's like, you couldn't do it. I mean, I think he probably could.
Oh, you keep getting the same response.
Yeah.
We only asked two people that on the pod now.
They've been like the same answer.
We did ask Matt, but it was off the pod.
Yeah.
Forgot to have him answer that too, but
it's almost like, do you think Usain Bolt could run a 5-minute mile? Because apparently, he said he never ran a mile, as in his training, doing 100, 200, whatever. I find that kind of hard to believe, but he probably could, obviously. Just going to slow it down a little bit.
Yeah. Well,
who knows?
All right.
The debate's still out.
Debate's still out. Thanks for being here.
Zach, how can people follow all of your badass like calisthenics?
You can. You can follow me on IG at Minneapolis Trainer, MPLS Trainer. I have a website, zmfitness.com. You can follow me on that. I'm not on the Twitter machine or anything like that. Or
Still
whatever.
Trying to get him on Strava.
Yeah.
Speaking of miles, we're gonna get him to break 6.
Yeah, I know. We'll get there.
Kaylee's gonna pace you.
Yeah. Oh, man. If I ever got anywhere close to where you guys are at, man, that's goals for sure. But you can just slide in my DMs, drop me a message. Yeah. And, it might be a little hard to find. I'm not too tech savvy. I'd like to think my training's a little new school, but I'm kind of an old school guy, but you can just come in the gym and find me. I live there basically. Come over to the gym, Minneapolis, or Sweatband Collective, just drop in, say what's up to me, and say you heard me on the podcast, and we'll find a way to connect or something. So
thanks for being here, Zach.
Thanks for being here, dude. Definitely follow Zach on Instagram, because his videos are really good.
If you want inspiration, follow Zach.
We're trying our best. There you go.
Thanks for listening.
Wow, Kaylee, we made it through another episode. What do you think?
We would love if you would go give us a follow, a 5-star review, and comment on the episode and what you liked and what you'd like to see more of.
See you next time.
We get to do this.